Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 1, the For the People Act.
Following the 2020 election, Republican lawmakers in 43 states are pushing 250 plans to restrict voting rights. Now, Democrats on the federal level are looking to make H.R. 1, a bill to restore voting rights, law. Ahead of Wednesday's House vote, former Vice President Mike Pence, you know, the one whose life was threatened during the January 6th Capitol attack, has taken up perpetuating Trump's big lie about election fraud in a new op-ed. So if you got the impression he was a profile in courage, he would like you to think again.
The Daily Signal, that's where he published. The Daily Signal. Stockholm Syndrome, anybody? Stockholm Syndrome. I mean, and now I'm watching, as it all rolls out in Texas, okay? You got businesses in Texas that are just totally confused. They're totally worried. Here come the Karens. Here come the Kevins. I don't have to wear no damn mask. I don't have to mask it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Thank you for the lack of leadership once again, Texas. Damn. And I really like Austin. I really freaking like it. But I've never lived there. I've lived in North Texas, in Wichita Falls. I've lived in Dallas. Actually, the nice part of Dallas I lived in Las Colinas. It was a very nice, in an apartment. I worked at the Bennigans there. Okay, if you know where the Bennigans, I don't know if it's still there, but if you know where the Bennigans was in Las Colinas, that's where I lived, okay? I lived in Odessa, Texas, God help me. And I lived in San Antonio. I've never lived in Austin, but I love going there. I love Austin. And it's just a shame, okay? It's a crying shame. Steve in New York.
Yeah, hi, Randy. I was just calling to put this on your radar and see what you thought about it. I heard Lawrence O'Donnell say that the last time that the minimum wage got passed, it was connected to a national defense bill, and I think we're going to have another vote on that in 6 months. So I guess what I'm thinking is, if we can't get rid of the filibuster, can we include the minimum wage and even maybe H.R. 1 along with the national defense bill, which always gets passed?
I mean, it's an idea. I don't know that they wouldn't, take it out before final passage, but it's an idea. Here's an idea I have, okay? Why don't we just, if we're going to have a filibuster, why don't we make the freaking minority do the work? Honestly. Instead of 60 votes that we need to gather to get things moving, why don't we make those 40 that want to gum it all up, why don't we make them stand there and stay there and do speaking filibusters again? Why don't we just flip the script? Make them do the work. Why are we always chasing it, Let 40 people have to keep debating. Instead of requiring 60 to end it, make it so that they have to stay there.
Well, that might be a good idea if it works.
I mean, it's just a Senate rule that they would have to change, and maybe Manchin could go for that because we wouldn't be getting rid of the filibuster. In fact, we would be expanding debate, which is what he says he wants. He says the reason why he's pro-filibuster is because it increases debate. Well, what would increase debate more than debate?
Yeah. Well, by the way, I think Dianne Feinstein opposes ending the filibuster too.
She does. I don't know why that is, but she does. She opposes it too. I'm not. Listen, I guess it's this. Okay, this is all I could come up with. If the Senate didn't have a filibuster, the Senate would think of itself as the House. Because the House is a simple majority, right? And the Senate thinks it's different because it requires a supermajority to do anything. Oh, bite me. You already have too much representation for too few people in the Senate, right? You have 2 senators from Wyoming and 2 senators from California. And you think somehow the majority's work is going to get done? Listen, there's already overrepresentation in the Senate. However, think about it this way. It takes 51 to get anything changed or done or rules changed, but only 50 to stop all progress. Does that seem right to you? It doesn't seem right to me. So how about we say that the people that are objecting and can stop everything with only 50 votes while we have 51, maybe we say, okay, but you got to do all the work. Maybe we actually flip the script and say, you know what? You have to have 40 senators present, and you have to stay on the floor, and you have to, go ahead and filibuster. You have to do it. Go back to that. It would increase the debate, and that's what Manchin says he wants. Les in California.
Hi, Randy. First of all, this is my virgin experience with the goddess.
Oh, wow. Well, are you ready?
I am.
They are painless.
Oh my God, that was so good for me. I hope it was good for you.
It was fabulous.
You are so brilliant. You have this great sense of humor, and you throw out so much information, but you make it so entertaining. So I love that.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So much. Anyway, Steve, the previous caller, is the only other person I've ever heard comment about what I found out about Dianne Feinstein. And I wrote, because I don't like, for a variety of reasons, I don't like to call the offices, but I do go to their websites and I write them emails. So I wrote Dianne Feinstein in January supporting overturning the filibuster, assuming that's where she was. But I got a letter back from her, which I did forward off to you, but I either had the wrong address or went into your spam or whatever. But 3 short sentences from her letter. Regretfully, we may have to disagree on this issue. I believe the filibuster remains a useful tool for senators and has historically been used to protect the rights of the minority party. However, please know that I share your belief that Democrats and Republicans must work together to advance.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So the filibuster is one of the most racist tools, and it was used beginning in 1922, to prevent an anti-lynching law from actually being enacted. And then it was used again in 1935 to prevent an anti-lynching law from actually becoming law in this country. And to this day, America does not have an anti-lynching law, but that's the history of the filibuster, and it really became commonplace to use it after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and 5. I mean, honestly, protect the rights of the minority. What minority? Oh, she must mean being in the Democratic minority. I got news for her. If they don't do the work, if they can't get awesome to the American people like now, she's going to be in the minority again. And I guess they know that. And they're saying, well, we have to have some power when we're in the minority. We have to have preserve some rights for the minority in the Senate. Mitch McConnell doesn't give a damn if you have a filibuster opportunity as the minority in the Senate. He's just not going to bring up any damn thing that you would want to be voted on.
And I did write her back and tried the things I've learned from your program and from Tom, and I wrote her back some things about, the filibuster. It was really about civil rights. It's not part of the original document, and that you're just giving the victory over to the Republicans if you do this, because we're never going to get 10 Republicans, to agree with us on anything. And Randy, didn't this come up with Henry? Is it Henry Reid?
Harry Reid.
Harry. Didn't this come up? I remember the first time I heard about the filibuster discussion was back, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and Harry Reid got rid of the filibuster for district court judges, right? He got rid of it for federal judges. And then Mitch McConnell came, and Mitch McConnell became the majority leader, and he got rid of the filibuster for Supreme Court justices. Okay, so that's why there's no filibuster for judicial seats, right? Now, we need to do the same kind of a carve-out for voting rights. I would just say that. The other suggestion I have, if you're going to write her back, ask her to make the minority do the work, meaning that the minority party, has to go find people to stand there and filibuster. Yes. Why are they have to do it around the clock? Because it rivets the public, and the public pays attention. No, seriously. And then debate becomes a thing, right? And America can weigh in on which side they're on, after the debate. But why are we making the majority do all the work? Why does the majority have to go out and find 10 Republican votes? That makes no sense to me.
Well put, as always.
Thank you. Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirectTV 348, Sling, Roku, and Apple TV.